Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. I'm Reverend Sharon Ketchum, and I'm so glad to have you here this morning. And those of you that are joining us online, hello. We do have, Jane, are you hosting this morning? So if you'd like to say hello to Jane, she'd appreciate that. Sometimes she gets lonely there out in the virtual world. Okay. Self-serve coffee bar is open, and really encourage you to consider being a host for a Sunday. It doesn't take a lot. Come in a little early and fix the coffee and get the snacks out, and then help clean up afterwards and be in lovely service. If any of you have any prayer requests, celebrations, or concerns, our prayer box is back there over by the sofa, and online, just drop us an email or go onto our website. All the updates on things that are happening, you'll find them on social media and the website. Reminder, on the table there's some gift marks with the words to Lucille Olson's Contemporary Lord's Prayer. So winter's a great time for reading. Here's a bookmark to go with it, so help yourself. Thank you, Nan, for making them. And if you're new to Unity, again, we'd love to connect. There's connection cards. You would have got some with your popcorn, Dick. Did you get popcorn when you came in? Okay, good. Those of you online, I can't give you popcorn, but I can give you all kinds of great regards if you drop me an email and say hello. So let's set the tone for this morning with an invocation song. Thanks, Greg.
The composer is here?
Yes, the composer is here.
Great Spirit, holy source of light, let your light shine bright. Shine within our hearts and minds so we reflect the purpose of our soul. May your love unfold. May your peace within our hearts abide. It's time now for the lion to lie down with the lambs. May we find the peace of God, the heart of your I am. May true love and meaning every human find. May your light shine brightly forth in every heart and mind. Great Spirit, holy source of light, let your light shine bright, illuminating all our lives so we reflect the magnitude of love, below and so above. May love and peace within our hearts abide.
So as we settle into that love and peace, just a reminder that our mission is to spiritually awaken to our oneness with God, with each other, and with all creation. And this comes out of our vision statement, seeing a world powerfully transformed through a growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. We say shared, knowing there is no one right and perfect way. So we like to affirm that universality of all the different paths. Let's affirm this together. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. Well, can I have a little drum roll, Steve? I caught him off guard there. I didn't warn him about a little drum roll. Okay, thank you. The results of last week's voting for Congregants' Choice for 2023. First quarter, Eve, End Violence and Violent Encounters. I will say that 44 people voted. We had 23 votes for Eve, so it's very popular. And then the voting kind of grouped out, and so this is how it came out. Second quarter is splitting between House of Promise and the Food Bank. Excellent organizations. Third quarter is Loaves and Fishes and the Jacks Project. Fourth quarter, we had two that tied right away, so we split October is going to the Justice League of Greater Lansing, and November will be Girls on the Run, and December we're splitting among LON, the Behavioral Health Department that started, Volunteers of America, Riverwalk, and Michigan Interfaith Power and Light, little Earth Care thing. So thank you everybody for voting. Wonderful choices this year. Just excited to be able to support 11 different organizations this year in our community. Let's take our neighbors into prayer, and starting with all those that were nominated for Congregants' Choice. We know they're doing great work, and we just hold them in our hearts that they are guided, they are empowered, and they are prospered. And then, this week started 64 days of a season of nonviolence. This is based on the dates of the assassination of Gandhi and Martin Luther King. And it's just kind of a nice focus of attention, powerful focus of attention. Let me go beyond nice. During this time, thinking about what it means to be in a season of nonviolence. Speaking of nonviolence, we had this wonderful Chinese balloon take a visit over our country, and it's now shot down. And you know, that situation, this tension goes in the world, and we get to hold it in prayer. This does not need to be a tense situation. We can even that out. So even within ourselves, whatever balloon has been shot down invading our territory, personally, let's just take that into prayer. And also a little celebration, because there's a big rumor that there's going to be inflation relief checks sent to everybody in Michigan. You all are so prosperous. If you're online and not from Michigan, sorry. If we can find a way to share it with you, we will. But okay, so let's just take a moment to go into prayer, to open our hearts to the many things that are happening in the world, our neighbors near and far, those that are still in the war-torn situation in the Ukraine, those that are celebrating an increase in income in anticipation of these checks going out to Michiganders, and all those things in between. Let us take an attitude within our heart and within our minds of nonviolence, of that peaceful revolution, raising that vibration to one of inclusiveness, one of empowerment, one of harmony, of health and wholeness for all that we share this planet with. Knowing that no matter what the situation, that God is there first, and God is expressing in, through, and as each and every one of us. For this truth, we say thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. Amen. And a prayer for USCL, Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing, which is us. So let's affirm together. Today and every day, I consciously participate in the creative, life-giving miracle of the universe. I give radiant life to the landscape of my soul. I have confidence that life is boundless and possibilities are infinite, using the love and power of the divine within. My handiworks of love are made visible wherever I place my attention, manifesting beauty, abundance, love, and right action for my life, my unity community, and my world. And so it is. Amen. Yes. And it's first Sunday in February, so birthday Sunday. Do you have a birthday? Come on up so we can sing to you. Yeah, I see Jill. Your name doesn't have to be up there. We're just so happy you were born. Oh, look at this. Oh, yes. Okay. You can all start singing as you take a birthday card. Your message for the year.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
You're wonderful.
Wonderful.
You are.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay. So at the table, there's a little time of connecting, and that we don't have birthday presents for our birthday people, except for our love and blessings on them. I'd like you to talk at the table. What is one thing you'd like to do for someone else if you could? So no limitation. If you could do whatever you want to do for somebody else, what would you do for them?
Oh, man, you've had time to think about this.
I haven't, actually. No.
When did
Just
you
now
pick the
I've been-
question? Like,
Last night.
okay.
Well, I had another question. I changed it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have you tell me your answer.
You know, part of me wants to take away pain from people that I love,
Okay.
but I also know that they need to go through it, so that wouldn't be helpful. I would like to give heat to the people in Ukraine, if I knew how to do it. I'd like to give peace to the people in Ukraine, if I knew how to do it. I would like to make my puppy a little more calm and obedient. I'd like to give him the gift of calmness and obedience.
There you
Not
go.
make him, but give him the gift of that.
He'll get there eventually, right?
Yeah.
Gotta have faith.
Yes, please, God, please.
Well, I guess I should say something too before we have to sing.
Anything.
I just like helping in general, so it's a little hard to. I'd like to help people with like their computers,
Oh.
and, just family members and that kind of stuff. Because I'm lucky enough, I don't get hounded for that kind of help.
Oh.
So if I notice something or somebody's struggling, I like to step in and not talk down, even though I'm a professional. Just get down at that level and
That's super
help
language.
people understand stuff. So.
Wow. That is such a gift to be able to do that.
I'm the computer whisperer.
I love it. I know. You've helped me get through that block. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get some music going here. It's time for some movement. Okay, right.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Here comes the bridge. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Good morning. I'm Stacy, your platform assistant for today. Our daily word this morning from our friends at Unity Publications is healing, inspired by Jesus' words in Mark. Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your disease. Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore's healing journey began when she changed her mind. Inspired by the words of a healing practitioner, she took this affirmation to heart. I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit illness. After 2 years of persistent health-affirming meditation, prayer, and practice, Myrtle was healed. Her faith made her well. Myrtle Fillmore lived joyously for many years. We take inspiration from this story. We, too, are living expressions of God. We feel our body's quickening responses as we claim our inheritance of divine life vibrantly active in every cell of our body. Good nutrition, exercise, and rest support our healing practices. Our faith is making us well. Let us affirm together. My faith is making me well. This month, we are highlighting Unity's core value of inclusiveness as we celebrate Black History Month. Martin Luther King advised, quote, "An individual has not started living until he or she can rise above the narrow confines of their individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity," unquote. We strive to rise above our narrow concerns to the broader concerns to create a circle of inclusion and influence. Together, we grow a safe, diverse community where the intrinsic worth of each person is valued and honored. Let us affirm together. We embrace all people as expressions of God. Sundays at 9:30, Unity offers SALT, which is Sunday Adult Learning Time. These sessions are times to explore and discuss new ideas and revisit old ones. Next Sunday, Danielle McMahon will introduce us to numerology with a forecast for 2023. Join us next Sunday at 9:30 in the activity room, which is right through the door here. Next Sunday, February 12th, is a very busy day. Following service, there will be a brief town hall to answer all your questions about the newly revised bylaws for Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. Members will be voting on adopting this at our annual meeting, which is on March 5th. All members have been emailed an electronic copy of the draft bylaws, and on your tables there's a paper copy of the draft, as well as a cover sheet which highlights the major changes. So feel free to take those if you need to. If you haven't received your copy by email, please contact the church office. Following that town hall next Sunday, the Inclusion Diversity team is hosting a screening of Invictus in honor of Black History Month. This highlights a mission to win the 1995 Rugby World Cup. It's a 2009 biographical sports film, which is directed by Clint Eastwood and stars Morgan Freeman and Matt Damon. So please join us after the town hall meeting next Sunday. Unity's next Euchre and Games event will be Sunday, February 19th at noon. Note this is moving up a week. Last month we did it the last Sunday of January. In February, this will be the third Sunday. This is a self-organizing event with potluck snacks. If you don't play euchre, please feel free to stay and bring your own games. There's cards around here. Invite a friend and have some fun. This Friday already, February 10th, is our big Valentine's dance, complete with a live band, A Taste of Heaven, which is under the direction of Jeff English. This event will be a memorable evening of fun. Get out your dancing shoes or enjoy sitting and toe tapping. Your $20 ticket includes a variety of live music as well as catered snacks. We need your help selling tickets to make this a fabulously successful evening. You can pick up your tickets to sell to your friends by seeing Chris Jansen after the service or contacting the church office during the week. You can also pick up your tickets at the door. Chris wanted me to stress that this is not a couples-only dance. This is open to everybody, single, groups. Just come along and have some fun. Time on that, live music starts at 7:30 and goes to 9:30. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Yes, Carol. So heavy snacks, heavy hors d'oeuvres? Thank you, Carol. There are pamphlets on the table and information on our website about all of our upcoming events, including our weekly Zoom classes. More information is on the website or contact the church office if you have any questions. And now it is my pleasure to invite Elizabeth Kuntz to share some special music with us.
So this song is super special written by one of your own, Miss Lucille Olson. Backed by special request, this is Trust and Surrender. Give me the chance to love you. Let me help you to remember who you are. You've been battered, you've been burned. Your attempts at love were spurned. The love I offer is not something to be earned. Give me the chance to love you. Let me help you hitch your wagon to a star. You must let go your belief that my love will bring you grief. Letting go of fear will bring you sweet release. Trust and surrender all the things you idolize, all the games and all the lies, all the kinds of love you thought the world supplies. Trust and surrender. There's another world inside, and a love that never dies. Turn within and I will help you realize. Give me the chance to love you. Let me help you to remember who you are. Breathing out and breathing in, this is where we will begin. With a focus on this life-sustaining air. Give me the chance to love you. Let me help you hitch your wagon to a star. As you're breathing, you will find a gentle stilling of the mind. In the silence, you will find me there. Trust and surrender. There's another world inside, and a love that never dies. Turn within and I will help you realize. Give me the chance to love you. Let me help you to remember who you are. Breathing out and breathing in, this is where we will begin. With a focus on that life-sustaining air. And give me the chance to love you. Let me help you hitch your wagon to a star. As you're breathing, you will now's the time for you to start. Open up your trembling heart. In the silence, you will find me there.
That is such a beautiful song. What a perfect start for February, the month of love, right? Before we go any farther, we got a music fan over there. Corbin, I have to ask you, Corbin, do you have a new sibling in your house yet? No. Not yet. We have a new one ready to come any moment. Okay. Okay, we've been looking at the 5 unity principles as we started this year, but taking it beyond principles into the practices. So we started out with the idea that there's only one power, God, all that is. And so our practice of that is, how do we see God everywhere and in everything and in every situation, every moment? Definitely something we all need to practice. And then the second unity principle is about, if God is everything, then we also have to have that spark of divinity, the I am within us. So seeing ourselves as whole. We may feel like that chewed up apple core, but if we could see ourselves in that wholeness in which we were created. And the third one is I create. We have this power of creation within us, co-creators with that force that we call God. So it's about practicing a life with expectation and creation. And this morning before service, we got some new books for our library. And one of them that I talked about was Roberta Flack's The Green Piano. And that was her inspiration for the great music that she did. And actually all of these. And Be a Maker was another one. So there's some great books here if you have little ones at home, or if you just enjoy reading the kids' books, because there's really great artwork in kids' books. They will be going back in the library afterwards. So, be out there to do. We all have that ability to create, whether it's a piece of music, or whether it's a stew, or whether it's something we make out of wood. We all have that ability. Or maybe it's writing a poem, or maybe it's making a smile. I mean, that's a creation too. And then last week we talked about the practice of prayer. And boy, getting into that idea of that praying without ceasing, that 24-hour prayer, that we have that connection. I mean, this all goes back to the oneness of God, that we always have that connection with that divine force, the divine principle moving in and through all things, which brings us to the fifth principle, I live it. So 1 through 4 is really about a lot of work up here, changing our consciousness. But number 5 is taking it into practice, to living our truth, not just thinking it, not just learning it, but actually being able to embody it in everything that we do. And when we act in harmony, when we are authentic to the way that we are thinking and feeling, there's this wonderful sense of yes. It's a reassuring that you kind of know it's easier. Even though it may be a difficult task, there's an ease to it. There's just a reassurance deeper than our soul. We each know it differently, that we are on track, that we are on line, that we are showing up as us, authentically us. Now, you've heard those things about, faith that as you make, just act about it, just act it out, and it will come. But it's not, you always have to do the consciousness first. And sometimes it's not showing up yet, so if we allow ourselves to act as if, it's only because we've already done some work in consciousness that even wants us to get there, right? If we hadn't gone through up here to want to act authentically, we wouldn't even be able to fake it, because it wouldn't even be a desire of ours to fake it. We would just go bumbling through. So Jesus talks about this a lot in his ministry, and these are just a couple of the quotes. One of them, he says, I was hungry and you fed me. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you cared for me. I was in prison and you came and visited me. Just as you did to the least of these who are members of my family, you did to me. Knowing that this idea of oneness, that whatever act we do, and all of these are singular. None of these are historic. It doesn't say, when you go down in the history books, we're making this giant change, right? It says, when you help your neighbor, whoever that person is, you did for me. This idea of oneness yet again. And then sometimes we just feel fearful that we wouldn't be able to reach out and do those things. And he says, I tell you this, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, which is very, very tiny, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. That always sounded so big. But the mountains that we have to move are ones that we create in our own mind, those mountains out of molehills that we create, that it just seems so difficult, we'd never be able to do it. It seems so impossible, we'd never be able to do it. You know, sometimes after the pandemic, that mountain was actually just stepping out the front door, after we've been in quarantine for so long, or to go out with a group of, where there's more than 2 people. You know, that could have been our mountain. Our mountains are whatever we find as obstacles within our lives. There were some incredible doers out there in Buffalo around Christmas time. Remember that horrendous storm? Would they have 8 feet? It was incredible. And this one woman, it's Christmas Eve when this happened, and there's a knock at her door, and she sees this man, Joe White. Her name is Shakira Audrey. And she tried to call to get him help, and the 911 calls were so lined up, there was no help coming, so she brought him into her house and took care of him. And he was suffering from frostbite. He had lived in a nearby senior center, and he'd always gone out for walks, and he went out and got caught in this storm. It just came on, the blizzard came on quite suddenly. And she saw that he had frostbite problems. She couldn't get medical help. And she just, you know, she fed him, she got him warm, she got a hold of his sister, allowed his sister to FaceTime with him so she knew that he was safe. And as the sister says, we now have a new member of our family. And then neighbors heard what was happening. You know, there are some really good things about social media. And then those that had medical knowledge came over and helped. And you know, I'm not sure if he's out of the hospital yet, but you know, he certainly wouldn't have survived. He certainly wouldn't have survived, and he's doing much better because of all these people that came in to help. They did it. This one man, they did it. You know, this whole team came in. And then there's this other story, Jay Wythe. He had gone to drive to pick up a friend of his who got stranded as a snowstorm came in. And as he was walking, he saw this other guy out walking in the storm. This blizzard's coming up. He said, come on and get into the truck. And he did, and they're driving to his friend, and they got stuck. And they couldn't get out. And they tried shoveling the truck out. They couldn't get it out, and they're not, you know, even Jay hadn't dressed for the weather. He's just going to drive and pick up his friend and come back. You know how we have it in our mind. And then a woman, about a couple hours later, they're still sitting in the truck. This woman comes knocking on the window and needing help because these motors got stranded all over Buffalo. And they said, well, come on and you know, get in the truck and get warm. And he got out his GPS, and he saw there was a school not far away. So they walked to the school in this blizzard. He took a brake thing he had there, broke a window of the school, got in. They got in, they were able to turn off the alarm. And then Jay went back out to get some of the other stranded motorists and take them into the school. And they spent Christmas Eve in the school. They found some juice boxes and apples and stuff there. You know, they woke up Christmas morning, right? And when they got up Christmas morning, they found that the janitor had snowblowers, so they were able to get their cars out and get home. And Jay left this great little note apologizing for breaking the window to the school, but they needed, you know, and they're not going to charge him for doing that because of the circumstances. So, I mean, these are just incredible stories that made such a difference in everybody's life, those that helped and those that needed help. I mean, just amazing stories. And these are just a few of those things that happened during Christmas this year. It was quite amazing. So we can think all we want, but we need to do something. We need to breathe life into it, if you will. In this book, Ancestral Grace, the author says, our call in life is to right action, not right doctrine. I love this. Right action, not right doctrine. Speculation on how God works has not served us. Isn't that true? We've had more fights over religion, more wars over religion. Who cares what people are thinking? Let's care about what people are doing. You know, how do we love one another? It's not enough to say it. We need to do it. I think about, like, if you had a great cookbook and you could read it and know all the recipes, but unless you get to the stove and cook, it's not going to feed anybody. Or how about the fix-it books? I mean, I have a few of these around the home. I mean, I can read them and look at them. That is not enough. Somehow this needs to get to my hands, to make it work. The pipe is still broken unless you fix it, no matter how much you read about it. Really getting into that, doing something. It's the same way with spirituality. Spirituality is no different than cooking or fixing. We learned it up here, but we need to bring it into action. And I think probably the most stunning example was the Challenger in 1986 when it exploded. Excuse me. The fact that that exploded was not a surprise to a lot of people. All these people saw things that were wrong, and nobody said anything. Nobody did anything. What creates inaction? Why would somebody not say something when they can see there's something wrong and it could cost lives? Well, I think whenever we're into that interaction, it's the SOSO, same old, same old. All the things that stop us. Unworthiness, fear, doubt, anger, resistance. On the Challenger, people didn't say things because they thought people would think they were stupid because nobody else was saying anything. Suppose Shakira had not opened the door for that man because nobody else had opened the door. But even Jay White, before he got into the school, he had knocked on doors offering people money to spend the night, and people wouldn't say yes to him. They wouldn't take him in out of the cold. So if you think about it, whenever we don't do something, it's because we think we can't move that mountain. Who, me? I'm to do this? No, somebody else will do it, somebody else will take care of it. I just don't have enough, fill in the blank, whatever you think you don't have enough of. It reminds me of this story about Harry. He had a farm, and it was one of those great years for a crop. And it was that time in the summer when the wheat was just all blowing in the wind. It was just a huge, beautiful field of wheat. And his uncle came, and he took him out to show him this field of wheat. He was so proud. If you've had a garden, you know how it is when it's harvest time, and you're bursting with pride. And his uncle comes out there, and he goes, "There's a stone up on that hill. He didn't clear the field." Looking at the stone or the field of wheat? Well, as karma has it, we get to learn from these things. And his daughter, the next spring, was out mowing the lawn, and farms have pretty expansive lawns. And, "Dad, come on out, look at the lawn." He goes, "You missed a spot there under the trees." She says, "Is this a field of wheat or a stone on the hill?" And so many times when we do things, we get focused on that stone on the hill. We forget all the things that we can do, right? The focus just gets off onto that one undone when all these other things are done. I think Jerry and I probably go through this with here a lot. There are so many things that have been done here on campus, yet we still look at that list of things to do, And so every now and then we need to take those moments and just celebrate, wow, this is done, wow, this is done. So it's a good thing to think about, that field of wheat. What are you looking at? What are you looking at that what you can do? That one thing that's impossible for you to move, or all those things that you can do and bring into harvest. The truth is, because we're one with God, one with that power, one with presence, it takes a lot of energy not to do something. When it's yours to do, to not do it takes so much effort. It'll keep niggling you in the mind. You keep getting these little taps on the shoulder. It takes a lot of energy. If you don't believe this, I want to do a little test with you about the mind in action. I am going to ask you to look at these words and colors and tell me what color each of those words are. Go through that in your mind. The first word, what color is that? You see how hard it is to say red when it's written blue? I mean, feel how your mind is working on this. Look at the next word. And you want to say, but your mind that knows how to read wants to say yellow. So this is the same thing with us. When it's ours to do, we know it's the right thing to do, it's the loving thing to do, it's just our thing to do. Every time you try to go away, your mind is, You're going to keep knocking on that door until you get moving. It's a pretty good system that the universe has on that. And now as we're in the season of nonviolence, and we know that thoughts are creative, and there's this race consciousness of all the thoughts in the world. And I think, I was looking today, Nancy Claytor brought in this beautiful sunflower when the war broke out in Ukraine, almost a year ago now. We thought it'd probably be up here for a couple months. But think of, I fight having the anger and angst against what's happening there. But all my anger and angst adds to the race consciousness of anger and angst, of violence. There's a lot of violence breaking out in the world because when something happens and we get angry about it, it just adds to the anger and the violence. So to have a time when we consciously start thinking, what is the timbre of our thoughts? What note are we vibrating out into the universe? So when you look at action and activism, we really need to see how we are caring about things. It's natural to care about other human beings that are in pain or are hurting. But we have different ways of doing it. One is fighting against, the other is working for. Mother Teresa's famous line is, I will never go to an anti-war rally. I will go to a peace rally. She wants to put her energy into peace, not into war, because our energy flows wherever our action goes. What we're doing, how we're acting creates that river, that vortex of energy going through. So Gandhi and Martin Luther King are remembered so much for their attitude of nonviolence. They knew there was enough violence going on. They didn't want to add to it. They wanted to be non-resistant. Not to surrender in the sense of being trod upon, to still stand up and to care for what they really knew was right, but to do it in a peaceful way, adding peaceful energy to the situation. Gandhi said that nonviolence is the greatest force at the disposal of humankind. Nonviolence, to not react violently. And not reacting includes all of it, our thoughts and our feelings, as well as how we behave. And then he said, I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary. The evil it does is permanent. Wow. Wow. And all of us at some time have lost our temper. If we were to think about it, how we physically feel afterwards is not nice. You feel jagged, you feel polluted, if you will. There's just this chaotic energy that we leave in our body and send out into the universe. And then Martin Luther King said, returning violence for violence multiplies violence, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Wow. Violence cannot stop violence. Only peace can do that. Only love can do that. And it's really about working together as a team. The old saying, or new saying, teamwork makes the dream work. It's so true because this collective consciousness that we have, each of us adding that little part. Each of us, if we had to move a 1,000-pound boulder, none of us could do it individually. But all together, we could move whatever that 1,000-pound boulder was for us. And I thought of ACT as an anagram for accelerated consciousness training. It's like if you've read that cookbook and you know it, you want to see how it works, you start cooking. You get accelerated consciousness training on what it means to simmer or what it means to whatever that is. Or you're fixing a pipe and you need to know what it means to glue the pipes together or solder them or whatever you do. When you do it, you really get accelerated training on that, Yeah. Lyndon B. Johnson says there are no problems we cannot solve together and very few we can solve by ourselves. Wow. Very few we can solve by ourselves and nothing that we cannot resolve together. And Mother Teresa said, we feel what we are doing is just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean would be less without that drop. When Shakira took that man in on Christmas Eve, in the middle of the night, one man, like 36 people died that night, but that one man, she saved that life. She helped save that life. Right? Same way with Jay, bringing those people into the school. So even though it seems what we do, it's not going to make history books, it's not going to be notable, it might not even become a family legacy that we did this. But there's something within us that we know the difference when we do it, that there's a little lightness to our step. We just feel this deep, deep joy that comes up within us, and it makes a difference in the world. Makes a difference in the world. And think about this, if enough people were peaceful, peaceful would erupt just as violence erupts in our world. An eruption of peace. Isn't that just an amazing concept? Wow, an eruption of peace. Wow. Yeah, okay. So practicing the fifth principle really does make a difference. Really does make a difference. It's about us learning to feel where we are moved, and then to move in that direction, to take that first step. And if you can't see any more in the first step, that's okay, because it's amazing how that path just opens up as you move down it. Charles Fillmore said, "Pronounce every experience good and of God, and what seemed error will disappear, and only the good will remain." Now, I have learned that there's a lot of times some time factor there from when the event was, and you have to call it good and have to commit to seeing God in that situation until you really allow that error to disappear and to just have that good that remains, seeing the ultimate good in the situation. And learning to care, to be an activist, to take action, not through resistance, but through support, through loving support, to becoming into peaceful harmony. There's a consumer confidence index that talks about the economy, but I think we need it for our spirituality, and we need to keep it high, to keep that confidence high with our oneness, with all that is, with that oneness of the idea of love, and that knowing that when we are in service, when we are taking action, it's not as servitude, it's not as a chore, something we need to do, but this is namaste in action. We do namaste to each other. I behold the divine in you. The divine in me beholds a place in you. What better way to namaste another person than to take that kind and loving action? So let's take some collective kind and loving action by turning together in prayer. Greg's going to lead us in, set the tone as we sing Raising the Veil.
I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I want to know you, oh God. I'm raising the veil. I want to see you, oh God. I'm raising the veil. I want to hear you, oh God. I'm raising the veil. I want to feel you, oh God. I'm raising the veil. I want to praise you, oh God. I'm raising the veil. I want to love you, oh God. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil.
I invite you to take a moment to close your eyes if that's comfortable. And to allow your heart to settle into that deep desire of knowing God. knowing God, feeling God, seeing God, being at one. As we take that deep breath in, let us focus on the exhale, releasing anything that is disruptive or violent in our thoughts or ideas. As we breathe in, we do so welcoming that clean, crisp breath, filled with possibilities, raising our vibration to that of peace, to that of wholeness, to that of a higher confidence in our ability to express the divine fully and freely. And so our hearts affirm that we surrender our smallness and embrace the truth of our oneness, giving ourselves in service to higher good. The Apostle James wrote, "Do not merely listen to the word, do what it says." And the Apostle Paul wrote to the Thessalonians and said to them, "Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you." We have heard, we have seen, and we are ready to put into practice. And so we sit with these questions in our heart of what is ours to do, how are we to serve, knowing that we are ready. Let us take a moment in the silence to contemplate, to listen. And as the whispers begin, as the urgings grow, we are ready to allow our light to shine, to illuminate any darkness, to allow our peace to grow, to obliterate the violence. We let our heart expand to include all those who need, who seek, or are ready to accept love. And we allow our consciousness the focus, the clarity to reveal that path before us. And so it is. Amen.
Hallelujah. with my God. Hallelujah. A blessed day, a blessed day with my God.
Spiritual practice for the week. You know, sometimes I don't do something because there's so many things I want to do, I get bogged down. I can't decide which one to do. And this little piece of art says, one day I decided to help wherever I could. And it was almost like magic because I was really what the world needed wherever I went. That's how it works. So pick one thing and do it. Nobody's keeping score. With that, I'm going to pick Elizabeth to take us up to another level.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I learned to be ashamed of all I am. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am strong, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the stars. We are warriors, yeah, that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. And I know I deserve God's love. There's nothing I'm not worthy of. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Ooh, oh, oh. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Woo!
much, Elizabeth. It's a great way to live your life by sharing with us, to live your love from your heart. I appreciate it. We would like to thank the design team for all their hard work in setting up. Thank you. This is the time during our Sunday service where we engage in the sacred practice of generosity. Thank you for the continued support of Unity through many channels, electronically, by mail, and in person. Unity Circle of Generosity includes acts of gratitude for these many gifts by sharing our gifts with others. For the first quarter of 2023, we will be sharing a portion of our tithes with EVE, which stands for End Violent Encounters. We appreciate the special work they do to provide support services for survivors of domestic and elder abuse. Let us take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in gratitude, acknowledging our intimate connection with God by singing, "I Am So Blessed."
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
The circle of generosity is the sacred exchange of giving and receiving. We have each received blessings, and we complete the circle by sharing of our blessings. The gift we give is not a debt we owe. It is a seed we sow. We know and accept that our consistent generosity creates a consciousness of abundance that attracts good to us now. However you are completing the circle of generosity this morning, let's raise our hands to send loving energy, symbolically blessing our sacred exchange as we affirm together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. Now let us stand as we are able, as we sing our closing song, I Choose Love, followed by affirming the prayer of protection.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace on our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. I choose light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God is within us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.